What's up, y'all? This is Miss Berry. I wanted to read the infamous pound cake speech that Bill Cosby delivered to the NAACP in May of 2004 during an awards ceremony. I've heard a lot of talk about it. I've not been able to hear any audio from Bill Cosby directly, but I found the transcript and I just wanted to read it out loud for those who might be interested. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, I really have to ask you to seriously consider what you've heard. And now this is the end of the evening, so to speak. I heard a prize fight manager say to his fellow who was losing badly, David, listen to me. It's not what he's doing to you, it's what you're not doing. Ladies and gentlemen, these people said, they opened the doors, they gave us the right. And today, ladies and gentlemen, in our cities and public schools, we have 50% dropout. In our own neighborhood, we have men in prison. No longer is a person embarrassed because they're pregnant without a husband. No longer is a boy considered an embarrassment if he tries to run away from being the father of the unmarried child. Ladies and gentlemen, the lower economic and lower middle economic people are not holding their end in this deal. In the neighborhood that most of us grew up in, parenting is not going on. In the old days, you couldn't hooky school because behind every drawn shade was an eye. And before your mother got off the bus into the house, she knew exactly where you had gone, who had gone into the house, and where you got on whatever you had on, and where you got it from. Parents don't know that today. I'm talking about these people who cry when their son is standing there in an orange suit. Where were you when he was 2? Where were you when he was 12? Where were you when he was 18? And how come you didn't know he had a pistol? And where's his father? And why don't you know where he is? And why doesn't the father show up to talk to this boy? The church is only open on Sunday, and you can't keep asking Jesus to ask doing things for you. You can't keep asking that God will find a way. God is tired of you. God was there when they won all those cases, 50 in a row. That's where God was, because these people were doing something. And God said, I'm going to find a way. I wasn't there when God said it. I'm making this up. But it sounds like what God would do. We cannot blame white people. White people don't live over there. They close up the shop early. The Korean ones still don't know us well. They stay open 24 hours. I'm looking and I see a man named Kenneth Clark. He and his wife, Mamie. Kenneth's still alive. I have to apologize to him for these people because Kenneth said it straight. He said you have to strengthen yourselves. And we've got to have that black doll. And everybody said it. Julian Bond said it. Dick Gregory said it. All these lawyers said it. And you wouldn't know that anybody had done a damn thing. 50% dropout rate, I'm telling you, and people in jail, and women having children by 5, 6 different men. Under what excuse? I want somebody to love me. And as soon as you have it, you forget to parent. Grandmother, mother, and great-grandmother in the same room raising children, and the child knows nothing about love or respect for any one of the 3 of them. All this child knows is gimme, gimme, gimme. These people want to buy the friendship of a child, and the child couldn't care less. Those of us sitting out here who have gone on to some college or whatever we've done, we still fear our parents. And these people are not parenting. They're buying things for the kid. $500 sneakers. For what? They won't buy or spend $250 on Hooked on Phonics. Kenneth Clark somewhere in his home upstate New York, just looking ahead. Thank God he doesn't know what's going on. Thank God. But these people, the ones up here in the balcony, fought so hard, looking at the incarcerated. These are not political criminals. These are people going around stealing Coca-Cola. People getting shot in the back of the head over a piece of pound cake. Then we all run out and are outraged. The cop shouldn't have shot him. What the hell was he doing with the pound cake in his hand? I wanted a piece of pound cake just as bad as anybody else. And I looked at it and I had no money. And something called parenting said, if I get caught with it, you're going to embarrass your mother. Not you're going to get your butt kicked. No, you're going to embarrass your mother. You're going to embarrass your family. If I knock that girl up, you're going to have to run away because it's going to be too embarrassing for your family. In the old days, a girl getting pregnant had to go down south, and then her mother would go down to get her. But the mother had the baby. I said the mother had the baby. The girl didn't have a baby. The mother had the baby in 2 weeks. We are not parenting. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to these people. They are showing you what's wrong. People putting their clothes on backwards. Isn't that a sign of something going wrong? Are you not paying attention? People with their hat on backwards, pants down around the crack. Isn't that a sign of something? Or are you waiting for Jesus to pull his pants up? Isn't it a sign of something when she's got a dress all the way up to the crack and got all kinds of needles and things going through her body? What part of Africa did this come from? We are not Africans. Those people are not Africans. They don't know a damn thing about Africa. With names like Shaniqua, Shaligwa, Muhammad, and all that crap, and all of them are in jail. When we give these kinds of names to our children, we give them the strength and inspiration and the meaning of those names. What's the point of giving them strong names if they are not parenting, if there is not parenting and values backing it up? Brown versus the Board of Education is no longer the white person's problem. We've got to take the neighborhood back. We've got to go in there. Just forget telling your child to go to the Peace Corps. It's right around the corner. It's standing on the corner. It can't speak English. It doesn't want to speak English. I can't even talk the way these people talk. Why you ain't where you is go, Ra? I don't know who these people are. And I blamed the kid until I heard the mother talk. Then I heard the father talk. This is all in the house. You used to talk a certain way on the corner, and you got into the house and switched to English. Everybody knows it's important to speak English except these knuckleheads. You can't land a plane with, why you ain't. You can't be a doctor with that kind of crap coming out of your mouth. There is no Bible that has that kind of language. Where did these people get the idea that they're moving ahead on this? Well, they know they're not. They're just hanging out in the same place, 5 or 6 generations sitting in the projects when you're just supposed to stay there long enough to get a job and move out. Now look, I'm telling you, it's not what they're doing to us. It's what we're not doing. 50% dropout rate. Look, we're raising our own ingrown immigrants. These people are fighting hard to be ignorant. There's no English being spoken. And they're walking and they're angry. Oh God, they're angry and they have pistols and they shoot and they do stupid things. And after they kill somebody, they don't have a plan. Just murder somebody. Boom. Over what? A pizza? And then run to the poor cousin's house. They sit there and the cousin says, what are you doing here? I just killed somebody, man. What? I just killed somebody. I gotta stay here. No, you don't. Well, give me some money. I'll go. Where are you going? North Carolina. Everybody wanted to go to North Carolina, but the police know where you're going because your cousin has a record. 5 or 6 different children, same woman, 8 to 10 different husbands or whatever. Pretty soon, you're going to have DNA cards so you can tell who you're making love to. You don't know who this is. It might be your grandmother. I'm telling you, they're young enough. Hey, you have a baby when you're 12. Your baby turns 13 and has a baby. How old are you? Huh? Grandmother? By the time you're 12, you could have sex with your grandmother. You keep those numbers coming. I'm just predicting. I'm saying Brown versus Board of Education. We've got to hit the streets, ladies and gentlemen. I'm winding up now. No more applause. I'm saying, look at the black Muslims. There are black Muslims standing on the street corner and they say so forth and so on. And we're laughing at them because they have bean pies and all that. But you don't read black Muslim gunned down while chasing drug dealer. You don't read that. They don't shoot down black Muslims. You understand me? Muslims tell you to get out of the neighborhood. When you want to clear your neighborhood out, first thing you do is go get the black Muslims, bean pies and all. And your neighborhood is then clear. The police can't do it. I'm telling you, Christians, what's wrong with you? Why can't you hit the streets? Why can't you clean it up yourselves? It's our time now, ladies and gentlemen. It's our time. And I've got good news for you. It's not about money. It's about you doing something ordinarily that we do. Get in somebody's business. It's time for you not to accept the language that these people are speaking, which will take them nowhere. What the hell good is Brown versus Board of Education if nobody wants it? What is it with young girls getting after some girl who wants to still remain a virgin? Who are these sick black people, and where did they come from? And why haven't they been parented to shut up? To go up to girls and try to get a club where you're a nobody. This is a sickness, ladies and gentlemen, and we are not paying attention to these children. These are children. They don't know anything. They don't have anything. They're homeless people. All they know how to do is beg. And if you give it to them, try to win their friendship, and what are they good for? And then they stand there in an orange suit and you drop to your knees, crying sound. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Yes, he did do it. And you need to have an orange suit on too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for the award and giving me an opportunity to speak, because, I mean, this is the future. And all of these people who lined up and done, they've got to be wondering what the hell happened. Brown versus Board of Education. These people who marched and were hit in the face with rocks and punched in the face to get an education, and we got these knuckleheads walking around who don't want to learn English. I know that you all know it. I just want to get you as angry that you ought to be. When you walk around the neighborhood and you see this stuff, that stuff's not funny. These people are not funny anymore. And that's not brother. And that's not my sister. They're faking and they're dragging me away. They're dragging me way down because the state, the city, and all these people have to pick up the tab on them because they don't want to accept that they have to study to get an education. We have to begin to build in the neighborhood, have restaurants, have cleaners, have pharmacies, have real estate, have medical buildings instead of trying to rob them all. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please, Dorothy Height, wherever she's sitting, she didn't do all that stuff so that she could hear somebody say, I can't stand algebra. I can't stand, and what you is horrible. Basketball players, multimillionaires can't write a paragraph. Football players, millionaires can't read. Yes, multimillionaires. Well, Brown versus Board of Education, where are we today? It's there. They paved the way. What did we do with it? The white man, he's laughing. Got to be laughing. 50% dropout. Rest of them in prison. You got to tell me that if there was parenting, help me. If there was parenting, he wouldn't have picked up the Coca-Cola bottle and walked out with it to get shot in the back of the head. He wouldn't have. Not if he loved his parents, and not if they were parenting. Not if the father would come home. Not if the boy hadn't dropped the sperm cell inside of the girl and the girl had said, no, you have to come back here and be the father of this child. Not, I don't have to. Therefore, if you have the power of these sweet, beautiful things born by nature, raised by no one, give them presents. You're raising pimps. That's what a pimp is. A pimp will act nasty to you, so you have to go out and get them something. And then you bring it back and maybe he or she hugs you. And that's why pimp is so famous. They've got a drink called Pimp Something. You all wonder what that's about, don't you? Well, you're probably going to let Jesus figure it out for you. Well, I've got something to tell you about Jesus. When you go to church, look at the stained glass things of Jesus. Look at them. Is Jesus smiling? Not in one picture. So tell your friends, let's try to do something. Let's try to make Jesus smile. Let's start parenting. Thank you. Thank you. This transcript was provided by Bill Cosby's public relations representatives in reference to the 50th anniversary commemoration of Brown versus Topeka Board of Education Supreme Court decision. It's titled Dr. Bill Cosby Speaks, and I'm going to put the link in the description. Please subscribe, like. Thank you. Have a good one.